The dating scene is a whole different ball game in 2021. And as a single woman, I want to share something with you that's going to change the way you play this dating game. And hopefully it's not a game at all. But a good sister friend of mine named Lisa has a philosophy that at one point in time, I probably wouldn't have seen it the same way. But nowadays, with limited time that you have, you cannot afford to allow anyone to monopolize your time based upon a maybe. What do you mean, Delores Jones, your comeback coach? If you're not careful, you will find yourself in a relationship based upon maybe we'll get together, maybe we won't, maybe we're dating, maybe we're not. In other words, you get that one person and you're giving all your time away to this one person only to be disappointed because you never, ever, ever had a discussion about where it was going to go. You don't have a future. There's a song that says there's no future in your front. So as I was talking to Lisa, I was like, okay, so how do you do this thing? You know, Lisa does not have time. And she said, she says, I'm not a good girlfriend, but I'm an excellent wife. In other words, I'm not getting ready to give you all of my time as your girlfriend. No. As a wife, you get my time, but as your girlfriend, no. I'm going to go out, I'm going to date whomever I choose to date, and you decide to set the boundaries in that. That doesn't mean as you're dating that you have to, sleep with everybody. But one of the things Lisa was talking about, she said, at this stage of our lives, you're looking for companionship. You don't have time to be competing with somebody else's boo. There's a point in your life where you know exactly what you want and you know exactly what you don't want. And you know exactly the type of person you want to be around. And you know exactly the type of person or persons that you don't want to be around. But because of fear of being alone, or we buy into the conditioning that you're not complete without a boo, then you start doing things and you look up and your life has passed you by. And now you're upset and you regret it. But you are not a victim. No. You, my dear, are voluntarily playing the fool. Those of you that are with me right now on YouTube, Delores Jones TV, hello to you all. Thank you for subscribing. Hit the notification button, because then you'll know when I'm right here live and you can input your part of the conversation and we can talk about this thing. I never thought in a million years. See, I'm one of those people, I'm committed. Sometimes we're committed to a fault. We're so committed that the word commitment and loyal to a fault, and we don't get anything out of it. It's just the fact that I'm a loyal person. But just because I'm a loyal person doesn't mean you deserve my time. Now, be honest with yourself when you get into these situations. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a part-time lover? Then say so. But if you're a person and you say to yourself, I want long-term love, then you have to decide how that's going to play out. No, nobody can give you a script, but you can get your own standards. Nobody's going to give you a script. This comes with standards, honey. What is it what are your requirements? When you go on a job, and relationships really are partnerships when you get down to it. If you're going to spend the rest of your life, think about that, the rest of my life with somebody. Okay, that's a long time, because you don't know how long your life really is. So how could you afford to allow one person to monopolize your time based on a maybe? Well, maybe we're going to get married, or maybe we're going to be exclusive. See, these are things that you have to think about. There are these new words out there called couples and thruples. Thruples. That's a threesome. They make it fancy, but it's the same thing. That's where you like a guy and then he likes another woman, And you like the same woman, and so now all three of y'all are in this relationship. It's not monogamous. So when you think in terms of the game of Monopoly, what's the whole game of Monopoly? Monopoly is you're supposed to monopolize that whole board. You're supposed to go around and buy up all of the property. And the last person with all the money and the most property wins the game. But your life isn't a game. So if you're sitting there and this person is rolling dice, because that's how they play Monopoly, and they're coming and they're stopping on your land, and you say, okay, you can have it. Now you're sitting there and all of this person's stuff is on your stuff, so now you're not going anywhere. And then you get mad when they don't choose you. Now, what's one of these Jonas brothers? You know, I don't follow a lot of the young guys in music. However, there was an article I saw, and it said that the youngest Jonas brother, all of his 8 ex-girlfriends, and then the one he decided to marry, who was 10 years older than he was. Can you imagine you being one of the ex-8 girlfriends? That was the headline. Jonas Brothers, ex-8 girlfriends, and the woman he married. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the ex? Or do you want to be the one? Now listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Maybe you don't want a committed relationship. Then you say that. But it's not going to be somebody's fault. You don't assume. The key word of assumption is ASS. And everybody say, when you assume, you know you set yourself up. Don't assume. You are old enough to have an intelligent conversation. Miss Johnson said, me and my kid, her children, they played Monopoly last night. Remember, tricks are for kids. You're a grown woman. You can do whatever you like. That's what Beyonce said. She said, I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. But whatever you want, you got to accept the responsibility and the consequences of it. Or go somewhere and sit down. I don't want to hear another since I lost my baby. I remember talking to a young woman one time, and she was beautiful. Smart. She was a nurse. She was making hella money, as they would say. But she was in this relationship for 14 years. I said, what are you waiting on? Well, you know, he's not ready to commit. It ain't even about him. This man is monopolizing your time. He's taking all of your time on a lie, on a maybe. Let me tell y'all something. I was talking to Lisa. Y'all know my sister friend, Lisa, from Detroit. She said her husband knew that she was his wife in the 2nd month. Why? Because a man knows what he's looking for. And ladies, you need to know what you want as well. Are you the friend, the freak, or the forever? However you present yourself is how he's going to perceive you. Now, if he sees you differently, it is your job to say, baby, I'm not your freak. And I don't want to be your friend. And based upon how you approach me, I definitely don't want to be your forever. You got to have some clack back. Now, here's the thing. People say, she's a, what they call, a diary of a mad black woman. I'm not a mad black woman. I'm a mature black woman. And I'm not getting ready to allow you to sing a song and then I'm going to get tied up with you based upon something that's feeling good when in the fact there's no future in it. Y'all better come on and talk to somebody about that. Holla back at your girl. Delores Jones, your comeback coach here. Showing you how to bounce back better, not bitter. You do not have time to waste. I don't know if it's in the water. I don't know if it's once you hit 50 or you hit 40. You know, when I hit 30, I was still kind of like, oh, let me see. When I hit my 40s, I was definitely like, oh no. Or maybe 35. Let me back up. I was 23 when I first got married. I was divorced by 30. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn to speak up for myself. But I still had some old behaviors that I wasn't willing to let go. So I ended up in another marriage, maybe several years later, maybe 10. But it doesn't matter how many years pass if your mindset is still the same. So then I got back into another marriage. But this time I got out sooner. Instead of 7 years, I did a year. But I knew, now here's the thing, I knew going in, I shouldn't have went in. I should have gone in. I went in anyway. Sometimes you go in, eyes wide open, now you're going to play crazy. You're talking about, it's the devil. No, the devil did not make you do that. You decided to do that for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and those consequences belong to you. And if all of those consequences are children, then you don't have a right to get mad at anybody. There are things called condoms. There's also something called abstinence. And if you choose not, and you one of those, I gotta have it, and you end up having all those children, go sit somewhere down. And go sit down somewhere. And don't allow your children, your daughter who's 13, she deserves to have her life. She didn't screw and have all them children. That burns me up when I see some little girl who's, I can't go with my friends because my mama gotta go out tonight. Why would you rob your daughter of her childhood? And the same thing with young boys. I can't go out with my guys because my mama, she's tripping. I got to stay here with my sisters and brothers. And it's admirable to have, young folk that want to help you. But that is not their responsibility. I have one son, one child. If I decided I was going to have like 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 children, it would not be fair to my son for me to say to him, no, you can't go to the basketball game because you need to be here with your brothers and sisters. Who does that? I don't think so. Come on, somebody. We're talking about, why would you allow somebody to monopolize your time? Why would you allow a person to monopolize your time who doesn't even know if they really, really want to be with you? Now, I understand sometimes there's a situation where whenever people say I do, the expectations change, and now we got problems because now you my boo, you my man, no, you gonna call on me. No, you're still an adult. You're a responsible adult, as they say. And if it don't add up, then it is up to you to say, this is not working for me. Man, you ain't gonna never get anybody. Here's the thing. At one point, you need to become the one you're looking for. Yeah, you need to become the one you're looking for. You're always looking for satisfaction on the outside of yourself, when in actuality, you have exactly what it takes to be happy, to be satisfied, to be fulfilled. But what do? We read the magazines, and hey, there's nothing wrong with reading articles. I think as you gather information, it's good. But information alone is not going to solve your problem. You have to have something called wisdom. Know what to do, when to do, and how to do it, and who to do it with. Sometimes you just got to walk away. Sometimes you got to bow out gracefully. I thought I wanted this. I don't. And you don't have to tear me down because I changed my mind. And vice versa, ladies. You don't have to tear him down because it's not working. It's not working. But it just seems like sometimes it's so much easier to let go of the situation when we can say what the other person did or didn't do versus I changed my mind. Why is it so hard to accept that I changed my mind? You are allowed to change your mind as often as you want to. But here's the thing. Stop selling people these lies and these wolf tickets and talking about well, I really wanted you, but now I changed my mind, baby. I really don't know if this is what I want now. And you sitting there going, okay. Girl, please. Please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. And I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm going to say you're smarter than that. Because you are. You are much smarter than that. You might want to play crazy, as my great-grandmother would say. Rest her soul. If I start talking to my great-grandmother, and let me tell you, grandmother, what happened, and I'm giving her all the details. She didn't tell me to go see no therapist. She asked me a question. She said, Didi, I'm going to ask you a question. Yes, grandmother. She said, are you crazy? No, grandmother. In other words, I know you know better because I taught you better. Now, if you're choosing to do something different, I know you're not stupid. See, we need grandmas like that. Don't sugarcoat the stuff. Just give it to me. Because the reality is, having a baby, girl, let me tell you something. And don't try to play. Why do we play stupid games like this? This is a stupid game. Well, girl, she got all girls with him, but I'm going to try to give him a baby. That ain't going to keep him. Do you know somebody, the caliber of a man who means you some good, he don't want it easy. He want to work for it. You understand? He want to work for it. When you work for that car, when you work for that house, you're going to take care of it. You won't take care of the house. I've watched people out on a Sunday. They won't go to church, but they'll wash that car and just shine it up. And you better not put your fingers on the window. Now, does a man take better care of his car than he does he take care of than you? Let me make sure I say this right. Does the man in your life take better care of his car than he takes care of you? And you ain't got to think about that. That's a yes or no. This is not a maybe. Well, sometimes, no. Either he does or he doesn't. Does a man take better care of his dog better than he does you? The dog is eating better than you and your children are. Something's wrong with that. I got your kids over here and you over there with that and blah, 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 blah. Girl, you knew he was like that a long time ago. Did he twist your arm and say, you must stay with me? I'm a loser. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Stay with me. Stay with me. But you just don't know him like I do. Good, because I don't want to know him, because I will give him a piece of my mind. And maybe the finger. Praise the Lord. But you just don't understand. Who's that who has that song called I've Heard It All Before? Baby, nothing that you're experiencing is brand new. It's the same game, but there may be different players, different actresses. Now, how do you change it? How do you change it? Anyone who is making movies or films, they will tell you that they present the ending of that movie first, and then they fill in the scenes to create the ending that they desire. So that's when they say begin with the end in mind. Whenever you start with the relationship, whenever you start with a situation, you don't just start it right there to figure out where it's going to go. You have the end in mind. So then you put the right players and the scenes into it. And sometimes in those movies, they have to kill off people because, you know, they always have the antagonist. Sunshine Anderson, come on. They always have the antagonist. There's going to be some suspense. There's going to be some opposition. But at the end of the day, if the goal is to win, then the plays are going to have to be strategic. And you're the hero of your own story. When you go see a movie with Samuel L. Jackson or Denzel Washington, and you know that they're the stars, I don't care how bad it looks. In the end, they gonna win. They gonna win. Just like, let's go back to the movie Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman. Now, y'all remember we were watching the movie and him and Michael B. Jordan, they're fighting, and we're just like, no, he's the Black Panther. And it's fight, shoot. What was his name now? T'Challa. Fight back, brother. She said, fight back, brother. And then he threw him over the cliff. And we was like, oh no. We're saying to ourselves, Black Panther cannot end this way. It can't end this way. And then Michael B. Jordan went up in there and he was wreaking all havoc. He was stabbing folk and shooting them and just killing everything. Grab that lady by the neck. You do what I tell you to do. And she's like, okay. But then the sister went and got the magic potion, and she put it away. You know what it really takes, that spiritual part of you. And she went on. And something happened. They found T'Challa. And there he was. She took that potion. And Angela Bassett said, whatever she said, Atuna Matata, come see, come side with my side. Come and see, come aside with my side. And then she poured that stuff in his mouth. And then they buried him in it. And he went on down there. And he came back. And we was like, yes, baby. That's what we talking about. You need to know the end from the beginning. That's what we talking about. Come on. You talking about Wakanda forever. Shut up if you ain't willing to do the work. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't allow somebody to take all of your time on a maybe. Maybe this, maybe not. Well, when you gonna let me meet your mama? Well, no. You want my time and my dime? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you really crazy? With a K? Special K. They used to have a cereal called Special K. Are you crazy with a special K? I'm just asking the questions. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I know you want to turn and look the other way. I know it's easier to play crazy than to get with the program. Why? Because you don't want, what is it? We want instant gratification. I want to feel good. As Halle Berry said, she said, I want to feel good in Monsters Ball. And she gave it all to Billy Bob Thornton. Baby, when that movie came out, I was newly divorced. I was sitting in the middle of the theater by myself with this big old box, this big old thing, a tub of popcorn. I was like, there. I was like, I want to feel good too. I want somebody to make me feel good. But in feeling good, there's more that comes with it. He could put your back out and be the craziest person on earth. I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I know. Ladies, you know that good loving, that kind of loving that you ain't never had, that you want to go back and find all your exes and put them in a row and just go like, slap them. Just slap them all. But everybody has something. So even if the sex makes you speak in tongues, you still got to wake up and figure out what the hell is going on here. And sometimes you got to let the most incredible lovers go. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I was like, no, why not him? Why? Why can't he be the one, Lord? Why not him? Because. And I had to let it go. Let it go. Just another TKO. Oh, baby. She said, yes, honey, listen. I am not one of those people that are going to get on here and lie to you. Basically, I'm not going to pretend that I don't have hormones. I'm not going to pretend that I don't want to orgasm. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you that I feel the same way you do. But I'm also going to tell you that I have to make different decisions, and I also have to be willing to accept the responsibility and the consequences of my decisions. So if I want to go lay down with this particular person just to get my groove on, and I wake up and I know that there's going to be nothing but an empty bed, then I can't come back on here as your comeback coach and start crying since I lost my baby. I got to look at it for what it is, and I have to say, can I have delayed gratification? And that's why people say you're worth waiting for. It's called delayed gratification. Relationships are not like instant popcorn. But sometimes we want them to be. The guy just got out of prison. And you like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I knew you was an on-time God. I knew you was an on-time God, Lord. You kept him for 26 years in the pen, Lord. You kept him. Negro ain't been out long enough to even build a foundation. But he's good to me. He wants to spend all his time with me. Well, for 26 years, he spent all his time with some Negroes and some white ones and some Hispanic ones. Of course he wants to spend time with you, girl. Shut up. He called me all the time. But you didn't tell him he calling you Colette. I'm done. I'm done. I done stepped on some toes and I got to go. Because I said I'm going to be brief. I'm going to hit it and quit it. Stop letting people monopolize your time on a maybe. They're dragging you along, stringing you along. They'll give you just enough so that you don't quit. The same way on these jobs you don't want. You do just enough to not get fired, and they pay you just enough so that you don't quit. But here's the thing, eventually something is going to change. Something is going to change. You have to ask the hard questions. So what do you want? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You want somebody that's thinking forward, futuristic. OQP, only quality people. Only quality people. Baby, listen, last night we went to my girlfriend's birthday party. Of course, we had our mask on. And honey, let me tell you something. I saw some fine brothers up in there. I was like, oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Oh, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Muscular, bang, bang, boom. And can I be honest with y'all? I was like, Lord, can I just have an awesome experience? I just want this whole, I just want to have an amazing experience. Well, then what's after that? And I mean, I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God. Lord Jesus, just hold me tonight. Just hold me tonight. Reality set in, it's time to go home. It's like, oh yeah, you can go get that one. You can go get that one, but you don't know what you're going to get when you get it. Sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes you got to say wait. If a person can't call you all week, you mean to tell me you couldn't find 5 minutes out of 5 days to call me? And now you want all of my Saturday and my Sunday? No. Absolutely not. No. You go to work on time, right? Okay, then. Wait, why are you being so hard on me? Man up. It's called consideration. It's called consistency. You mad because I'm asking you questions and holding you accountable for wasting my time? Are you mad? Well, I ain't got time for this. I'm going to go somewhere where somebody ain't bugging me. Go on down the street then. Go on down the street. And when she see how foolish you are, if she got any sense, she going to send you back. That's why I don't mess with you. Every time I see you talking about this and you talking about that, it's called a relationship. It's called communication. That's what grown folks do. We have conversations. And here's the thing. A mature woman, a person who knows what's really going on, you ain't got to worry about them bugging you. They're going to take notes. Okay. Hey, can we talk for a second? In these past few weeks, it's become very apparent to me that you and I don't share the same values. What do you mean? Well, see, I want to keep my word. Consistency is what's sexy to me. If you say to me, we're going to lunch, and then you call me at midnight, first of all, I'm not going to answer the phone, right? And so instead of being pissed off and upset and going through changes, I realize this isn't working because our priorities are different, and it's okay. No, sir. No, I don't need any more excuses, honey. I'm just not a priority. And it's okay. I'm a priority to myself. So stop making somebody a priority who makes you an option. Oh, really? Well, and just cocky and arrogant. Listen, a person who does not respect your time, they don't respect your time. They don't respect you. Why do you want them? You teach people how to treat you. We teach people how to treat us. We teach people how to treat us. And you get a reputation. People do talk. Oh, that's Tracy. Man, she gonna take her out. I'm gonna tell you what she gonna do. This is what she gonna do. Yeah, man. Really? Man, listen. Men know when they see certain women, they know, okay, this one right here. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just going to put her in the bed. This one, I think I want to take her home to meet my mama. This one, I don't want her to meet anybody. We're going to have to go out to another whole state so I can hang out with this one. And you sitting there thinking you special. You want, if somebody's serious about you, they're going to bring you around people. And you need to go so you can pay attention to how he or she interacts with their friends and their families. Don't worry about how they treat people because people treat them nicely. You want to see how they treat somebody that they don't need anything from. Walking down the street and you see a homeless person. Pay attention. How does that person talk to people? You're walking down the street and you're a person who loves everybody. And the person says, I hate white people. What you going to do with that? What you going to do with that? You're a person of love. And you with somebody who hates a certain race of people? How's that going to work out for you? I'm just asking these questions. And you sit back and answer them. I'm Delores Jones, your comeback coach. And I want to show you how to bounce back better, not bitter. You don't have to be bitter. You just have to be more responsible. And be willing to accept the consequences and understand this. I wrote this down today. I said, second chances really are a gift of grace. Mm-hmm. The second chance that you get, that I get, it's really a gift called grace. It's not because I'm better than you. It's because it's called grace. So when you get your second chance, who am I to look at you and judge you and say, about time? Now, as long as you ain't causing me no problems, you ain't in my face talking crazy and interfering with my life, that's your life. But when you're threatening bodily harm or something like that, that's a different story. But baby, take as many chances as the good Lord gives you. And remember, it's a gift of grace. So don't waste it on someone who doesn't even appreciate your value. You are important. There is greatness in you. Stop settling for garbage. Do you set your trash out on a Monday and the trash man comes by and you start running behind the trash truck? Exactly. So why would you run behind somebody who brings nothing but junk and garbage and trash to your life? I'm going to look for you. Our trash man comes on Tuesdays. Baby, we set the trash out on a Monday night so that they don't miss it. And I don't run down the street talking about, mister, wait, no, not today. I need to get that one bag of trash out of there. I just want to keep it. It's stinking up the house and everything. We don't do that. Pay attention. I hope the next time you look at a trash truck, you think about this conversation. Delores said, I shouldn't run behind a trash truck. I wouldn't run behind a trash truck. So why would I run behind some ghetto disrespect? I don't care how much money he got. Do you hear what I said? There are financial fools out there. Just because a man got a nice car, he got a nice crib. Listen, it's not your car and it is not your crib. And even if it is your car and your crib and somebody talking crazy to you, you need to do something. Let me tell y'all something. This is the last story for y'all and it's free today. Only today. Get in. I was married and my husband at the time decided that we needed to get a house in Missouri because I already had a house when I met him. We lived in Kansas. So he said, we're going to move to Missouri. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I was trying to play team. So at the time, I had a visiting schedule with my son and his father. So there were certain times I had to pick him up and there were certain times I had to take him back. So I had to drive from Independence all the way back to Wyandotte County to get my son, to take him all the way back to Independence during school night to get back up and take him back to Kansas. So I was kind of frustrated, but I was still trying to work through it. And in fact, secretly, I was becoming more and more angry and disgruntled. I was like, why did you say yes to this, Delores? And I was like, oh, whatever. Well, one day, I was full-time. He's full-time doing his job. Plus, now I got to go get my son. And sometimes certain things, don't get taken care of, like cleaning all the time. So I said, well, how about we get a housekeeper and I will pay for the housekeeper because we both are very, very, very busy. He said to me, ain't nobody coming up in here unless I want them to. Okay, I want you to follow me. And I'm looking at him. Then he grabs the deed to the house, baby. He takes it. Let me find it. Let me find something. I got to show y'all this foolishness. Hold on. I got to show y'all this. I got to show y'all this. I got to show y'all what this Negro did. I got to show you what the Negro did. Okay. He grabbed the deed to the house, baby. He said, whose name is on here? I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. I said, all right. I stopped talking. You know why? Because I'd had a house with my name on it. I'm telling you that I'm trying to provide a solution to what we're dealing with. And you gonna grab the deed to the house and show me that my name ain't on the deed. So therefore I can't make any decisions. Who does that? A fool does that. I stopped talking, Stephanie. I said, let me go ahead and get my plans ready. Somebody's renting my house right now. I'm going to let her know that I got to come on back to my house. Give her enough time to get herself together. Baby, I never asked for anything else. I never suggested anything. And in fact, he decided, she done stopped talking. So a woman rings the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong. I said, who is that? I had so-and-so come over here to clean the house. I said, no, she's not coming in here. She's not coming in here. Well, I said, she is not coming in here. In other words, you're not going to show me a deed and tell me my name is not on the deed. And then you're going to bring somebody else up in here that you know that I don't know. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? He had to go to the door and tell her, you're going to have to come back. Of course you're going to have to come back when I'm not here. I'm getting mad thinking about it. But I left him and his house with his deed and went on about my business. You don't get no more of my time. When you show me you can be that low and you can be that dirty. Nope. And some things you can't, even sorry ain't gonna cut it, baby. Sorry ain't gonna cut it. When you show me that you stupid and you selfish and you mean and evil, you can say sorry. You can put rose petals from the garage up to the bedroom like he did one day with a big old life-size teddy bear on the step. And I just walked on through and I took that bath and it still didn't change my plan. That Negro came home one night after work. Who was not there was Delores Mae Jones. Oh no, you're not going to act stupid. You're not going to act stupid. See, some of y'all too forgiving. And what I mean by that is you don't have to hate them, but you got to say, oh, this isn't going to work out for me. So I got to go. In fact, I really do. I'm Delores Jones, your comeback coach. Thank you for spending time with me. Do me a favor, make sure you like and share the video. Like it and share this video. Make sure that you subscribe to Delores Jones TV right here on Facebook and YouTube. Just boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Do that. Hit that button right there. Bam. All right. And then we'll come back for more conversation. I really appreciate you. I know sometimes this is very hard, but it's worth it. If it's hard, do it hard, because in the end, you'll be so much more better off. You will. You will. I know it's hard to see right now in the moment because some of us don't want to be inconvenienced. We don't want to feel uncomfortable, but it's not realistic to be happy all the time. You can choose to be, at peace. But to say every day is going to be howdy, howdy, and never goodbye, that's a lie. But you can learn to have more good days than you have challenging days. But it's not just going to happen like that. It's something you got to work for. You have to rewrite that script. Remember the end of the movie. Then they come back in and they put the scenes in. So go to the end. What do you want? What's your vision? Now look at the players and things in your space. If it's not working out, you need to take a scene and either get rid of it or revamp it. You all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning. Hello to Canada. Hello to Nairobi. I have people all over the world watching, and I appreciate you because our time zones are so different. But here's the thing. When it's something that you really want, you're going to make the adjustments. You're going to make the adjustments to get what it is you want. Now, don't just watch the video. Take some notes so that you stand a chance of remembering at least 50% of what we talked about. Now, if you don't just take the notes, but you actually start to practice it and you do something and you engage with the information, now you're going to remember at least 80 to 90% of it. And then you get the blessing behind it. Isn't that wonderful? I know, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear your praise reports and to see how you're living life, and you're conquering all of those fears and feelings of insecurity. And you really begin to see how incredible you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You just went through some things, baby, but better days are coming. I love the word that says your latter days shall be greater than your past. That means if it's already gone, let it go, because God has already promised that your latter days will be greater than your past. But if you're still trying to take a dead situation and speak life into it, and God has already declared it dead, I don't know what else to tell you. All right? But I'm praying for you. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning. Mwah. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.